Alright, we in here. Week 4, fall anime. Let's get it. All I have to say, it's kind of unfair for Jujutsu Kaisen to be this good. Just, Map is doing a good job. Action, sound, story, everything's lit. So yeah, I'll have my rankings up here, and let's get into it. So for Jujutsu Kaisen Episode 4, we continue with Sukuna taking control over Yuji's body, and now he's out in the real world, ready to break free, do whatever he wants. And then he meets up with Megumi, who's kind of shocked that this is happening. Yuji doesn't have full control over the spirit yet. He can take over the body, but it'll take some time to get used to it. So it's only a matter of time until he kicks Sukuna out. So Sukuna has a failsafe where he's like, I'm gonna rip this heart out. So Yuji can come through if he wants, but then he's just gonna die. He has no heart. Like, I can live with the heart for a little bit, but Yuji, he's just gonna die if he tries to body swap back. So yeah, Megumi's obviously shocked at this, and then yeah, he's distraught. So they start fighting because Megumi has a plan. Megumi's plan is basically to just hold out, maybe fight him for a long time until he just tires out from not having a heart, and then he has to just regenerate it himself. So Megumi can summon his spirits. He has the Shikigami. They're just like big eagle monsters and snake monsters. The snake is called Orochi. The thunder owl is called Nue. And so they fight. It's honestly very lit. Like, Yuji is obviously playing with him, but Megumi still puts up a fight. He makes Orochi swallow him, but then Yuji just breaks out of Orochi's grasp. So after all this fighting, Megumi lies on the floor, gets knocked through buildings. And yeah, while Megumi's lying down, maybe about to die, he remembers something. And we get a bit of his backstory. His motivation seems to be that, oh, the world is unfair. The only thing equal that people have is that the reality is unfair. So he wants to save good people unequally. It's like how he saved Yuji. He just did it because he was a good person. So Megumi is basically just trying to save good people. We also see a woman who's cursed. I think it's his mother. And then he talks shit about his dad, giving him a misgendered name. So we get bits of his backstory, not a full, complete sequence, but we'll probably get it later. So then, yeah, at the end, he musters up all this energy, comes up, and then Yuji takes control over his body from Sukuna before Megumi can attack him. And yeah, it's a heartfelt scene because Yuji says thank you and dies because he has no heart. So yeah, our main character is just dead. I know this is not the first shonen that has done this. I remember a couple, even last year, no spoilers, but that do the same. Main protagonist dies but comes back. So the teacher, Satoru, is in the morgue with Yuji's dead body, and there's a lady that wants to tear apart his body. So she's kind of this evil scientist. And we get some story where Satoru had to do something, like he was tasked on a different mission, so that's why these three kids were forced to deal with the special grade spirit and have Yuji die. It was basically kind of like an inside plot by the school or some organization that just wants Yuji to die. Probably dangerous being kept alive with all these cursed powers. So yeah, maybe that girl will dissect him, but we see there's some internal conflict inside his body, so he's not really dead. After that, we get some tournament arc coming up, maybe a mini tournament arc. We see 3 new characters, Maki, Inumaki, and Panda. So yeah, you saw the panda parkour through the roof. This is where it comes from. They're also second year students of Jujutsu High, so they're the senpais. Their powers come in through Maki, who has cursed tools, Inumaki, who has cursed speech, and he also can only speak in onigiri ingredients, and Panda, which we don't know too much about. His name is Panda, that's pretty much it. So yeah, Megumi and Nobara are pretty sad, but they cheer up a bit. They want to get stronger for Yuji. Like, they just don't want to be in the background being carried. Yeah, there's this tournament, might be good training for them. It's like an inter-school tournament. It's probably going to be not even a real tournament arc, just like a quick thing before Yuji comes back. Okay, so for Noblesse, episode 4. Wow, this episode was actually really good. I know Noblesse's story and characterization isn't like the most original, but I appreciated this episode. Basically, it had the 2 evil members of MA5 hang out with the 2 good members of the school. It's like the hacker Tao and the kid hacker Wu meet up together because they're like, oh, we understand each other. We're both really smart people dealing with dumbasses who like to fight around us. Also, Shinwoo sees this long purple hairdo Takeo, who we see is like he's kind of a good person. He has good intentions. So they both meet randomly in the city, even though they're part of two rival groups, but they don't really know it yet. And then besides that, we see M21 being kind of tortured and attacked. He doesn't give in, doesn't reveal any information on what happened to Jake and Mary or like what's in the coffin. We just see that it's like pretty brutal for him. And then after that, Shark and Hammer come through to fight Shinwoo. These are the kids that Jake and Mary were following. Regis comes and actually has a good showing. He fights Shark really well. But then Hammer comes and then takes Shinwoo hostage. So yeah, he stops Regis from like finishing the fight. Just ends it on a hostage scene. And then it ends really well. Because it's like, I love the parallel scenes. It kind of surprised me, the pseudo-emotional linking between the two worlds. And how just two people are so different yet so similar. Okay, so for the sports climbing girls, episode 5, here we're in the preliminary competition. We see all the strong girls doing their best trying to qualify for the top 20. And for the preliminary, there are 8 walls. The person who climbs the most walls is like ranked highest. Yeah, you could keep failing, but then you have a time limit. So yeah, Konomi sends this hard route. She does it in one shot, so that's pretty impressive of her. Her climbing skills are improving. See more strong showings by the Spider Lady, Chinari, and the Black Panther Lady, Masumi, who has like incredible hops. And then Chinari's really tall, so she can just climb rocks. She can just cheat, she doesn't need to finish climbing the wall, she can just grab the top. So yeah, this episode has a little sad moment because Nonoka, she's the senpai, but she doesn't have a good showing since she's really short. So that's a big disadvantage because she has to figure out how to jump and maneuver to get those extra few inches to grab the top. Yeah, and she fails the wall. And then we find out last year she failed as well. So, like, she keeps failing. She did not make it to the top 20, and everyone else from the Hanayama school did. So even though all this success occurs, all these muscular girls are climbing, she cries, and then, she hangs out with Sayo. We get backstory of them where Sayo was this beautiful girl. Nonoka realized that, she hurt her ankle, so she was following her one time and met her in some climbing gym. And then we get Sayo's backstory where she wants to make this climbing sport really popular. So that's her motivation. That's what she works hard on. And Nonoka also is inspired, so they join forces together. Okay, so for The Wandering Witch, episode 5. So Elena walks to a town, and then she sees books and apparel about this girl, Fran. And then, Fran was her mentor, her teacher, the Stardust Witch we saw in episode 1. Elena flashes back to a moment where she met Fran during one of her adventures. And this is like a Elena reminiscing about the past moment type of story. Here, Elena is just minding her business through some town. She sees like there's a big school, so she wants to investigate it. And this town was actually like a really nice magical town setting. Basically classic European old cobblestone floors. They had dudes doing magic tricks on the streets. They had like stores and stands on the streets. It was a very good old-timey magical town setting. And one thing this show does really well is just depicting the setting through like the great art. So Elena's just traveling. She goes to the school. The school kind of turns their way because they don't want like any spies just entering the school. So even though she's a witch, she can't investigate the school. So she flies through the skies, and then some people stop her. They're like some school kids, like teenagers, that are flying through brooms as well. And they're like, oh, you need to come with us. So then they keep chasing Elena. She's really unfazed by this since she's so gifted and these people can't catch her. And it's like a whole school of kids, like 20 kids just trying to chase her. And she just runs away from them very easily. And then they just do this for a couple hours and all the kids are just exhausted while she's chilling. And then we see the Stardust Witch come through. And she made a homework assignment for her students where, you have to catch Elena. And none of them could catch her. So it was basically a learning experience where, even though the witches or magic users are younger, like, never underestimate their power. This is what it means to be a real witch. So Elena meets up with Fran. It's like a cool reunion for them. They like each other, and she helps her teach. She's helping students with confidence issues, just answering their questions, helping them. Also, Elena learned some things about Fran where she actually wanted to write books about her adventures when she was younger. but she wasn't really a great writer. And then the diary that she had, she just lost all her books, basically. She had dreams of writing her adventure, and she recommends Elena do the same. Like, have a diary and just write down your adventures. Maybe you get famous one day. So after that, Elena is about to leave. Fran and all the students, they just do a flower shower, just rain all these beautiful flowers as like a departing memory, so she'll remember these flowers. It's a good farewell. It's not a physical present they're giving her, just like memories of happy times. So yeah, the flashback is over. Elena's back to this magic town, and then they zoom out to see that there's all this Fran merch and apparel. Like Fran is like some famous Harry Potter type of figure, but she doesn't even know it. It's just someone found her journal, wrote about her adventures, and didn't credit her, and now she's this famous figure. So yeah, a cool little story about Fran and Elena reuniting with her. Okay, so for DanMachi, episode 5. Yeah, pretty brutal episode. I was not expecting so much death and murder, but yeah, here we are. So basically every Xenos gets killed by these hunters. The hunters are coming from the Ikelos familia, and they're just, yeah, killing all these Xenos. The spider lady dies, the lizard man dies, the flying bird lady dies. It's pretty brutal. Winnie seems to be kidnapped, so yeah, she's still alive, but goddamn. After that, the Xenos kind of get angry, and they're like, yeah, we have to attack the surface people. We have to send them a message. So next episode, they're going to set up Belle and the Ganesha family rescue squad to kind of suppress this violence. Yeah, the episode seems very fast-paced, though. It just, like, so much stuff happened, just all of the Xenos die, they're attacking, and then Belle is sent in to help relieve tensions. So I don't know if like the pacing's a little rushed, but yeah, it's still pretty good so far. Just a bunch of escalation for these Xenos just being attacked by the Ikelos familia. Okay, so for Higurashi When They Cry, episode 5. So yeah, episode 4, some brutal shit happened. And episode 5 seems to be a different timeline. So besides that, it starts off as a friendly game competition. And we're in the 1980s, so Keiichi and his squad go to some local game store. And they play board games to compete for prize money. You know it's in the 80s, so it's like there's board games instead of actual like PlayStation 4s and Xboxes. Mion wins her game easily, Reina wins her game easily, Satoko and Rika also win. It was funny, like Rika was like really cute, so all the competitors just forfeited. So yeah, Keiichi was also playing the game of life, and he was struggling, but he uses underhanded tactics to win. So yeah, very happy, friendly slice of life air so far. Keiichi goes to a maid cafe with his dad. This is the same maid cafe he went with the police officer like 2 episodes ago. But here Keiichi meets Mion, a green-haired maid. So he's like, "Oh, I didn't know you worked here. Wow!" And then she's all kind of shy and embarrassed because she's in this big-ass maid outfit with her titties just hanging out. But she says, "Oh, I'm not Mion. I'm Mion's twin sister Shion." You know, Keiichi believes this. I kind of believe it too because like, yeah, she has a totally different attitude, but yeah, they look exactly the same. So yeah, Mion has a twin sister, Shion. This is in the past, so like last episode was June 22nd, 23rd, and this episode is June 12th. We're like a week in the past right now. So yeah, Reina and Keiichi have a conversation at school where Reina tells Keiichi that people are actually the opposite of what the personality they portray. So you see how Satoko is all stuck up, but internally she might be very nice and open. Also, Rika is all cute and happy, but maybe she's more assertive and demanding on the inside. And then Keiichi kind of asks Reina, "Hey, what are you actually like inside? Because you're all happy and cute, so maybe you're actually fucked up inside," he's thinking. So yeah, they talk about the Watanagashi festival. We get a meaning where Watanagashi means cotton drifting. So yeah, that's where they put the cottons in the river. And then after that, Keiichi kind of knocks down some bikes accidentally when he's walking home. And then he gets picked on by these delinquents. They're like the generic kind of Josuke-looking delinquents with the hair and then like the leather jackets. And then Mion comes through for the rescue. She's all angry and she grills these guys. And then she has kind of these shadow eyes, just like dark, spooky eyes. And then after that, they get surrounded by these townspeople. It's like Mion summoned all these townspeople to grill these delinquents. And then Keiichi kind of doesn't know what's happening, but yeah, we end the episode with these zombie-looking townspeople surrounding these delinquents. I guess like the people of the town, they like to protect their own, but aren't these delinquents also part of the town? So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen. We're basically in a new timeline. Okay, so for Tonikaku Kawaii Episode 5, I really like this episode, just more romance is happening. So yeah, we start off with their apartment. There's no TV in Nasa's room, so Tsukasa can't watch her movie specials. There's a special showing, Space Jaws NATO Maximum Mission. Tsukasa is really into a lot of movies and pop culture. So yeah, she makes a Human Centipede reference, like Terminator 2 reference, because Nasa has never seen these kind of iconic movies. He knows a bit about Star Wars, but that's pretty much it. So yeah, this is kind of like a real thing, because since they're a couple, since they're married, they can't get excited over new releases of movies together. It's like, oh, you know the sequel of this anticipated film? But then, yeah, NASA doesn't really watch movies or anything, so they can't get excited over that. So it's kind of like a Zoomer problem they have. NASA kind of sees that Tsukasa gets lonely, like he has to go to work and stuff. So then he decides, oh, I need to give her a present to remember me by so she doesn't get lonely. It's something that solidifies our love, personifies it. So he finds out from the girl in the bathhouse that, oh, you need to give your fiance or wife like a wedding ring. And yeah, that shit's expensive. So NASA kind of is dead set on this, and Tsukasa tries to beat it in his head. Yo, you don't need that. Shit's too expensive. Like they go to this expensive diamond store, and I think it's like $500,000 or some. So yeah, NASA kind of is disheartened that he can't get a ring, so they go to the knockoff diamond store where they get some cheaper rings. Also, Tsukasa is pretty lonely, so they kiss together in the park. So another kiss. So yeah, NASA is taking charge with the romance. Good for him. Also, we get some little story about how NASA was reminiscing how lonely he was, but when he was looking for Tsukasa. So yeah, more romance as the plot moves slowly. Okay, so for Yashahime Episode 5, Moroha has some bones she wants to sell to the bone collecting dude, and then he gives her a mission to hunt a new demon. The demon is Totsumaru, and then he wants to revive his father, Takatsu. So yeah, a bunch of Japanese demon names right here. Moroha was selling her corpse parts, and then yeah, she's in debt to this guy. There's a new demon here. And then they realize that it's like a great peril, and there's 4 great perils. So, and then they're beasts controlled by Kirin Maru, who was the demon that the tree spirit told them to kill. So Moroha apparently killed this demon, but she doesn't remember doing it, and she beheaded it, and its head is alive still. So then the son is trying to collect all these bones, just killing these animals and taking their bones to revive it. So yeah, the demon's revived. And then Moroha tries to go Super Saiyan. She has a red rouge from her bead, and it kind of awakens this demon inside of her. It's Beniyasha, so I think it's their ancestor spirit just inside of her. And yeah, she just goes all berserk. For 1 minute, she just goes ham on the demon and beats it up, and then she just falls asleep after. So yeah, this is her ability. It's really cool that we get more abilities for these characters, because they're pretty strong right now, but yeah, they're just like young girls, so obviously they'll go through their struggles, but yeah, we're still seeing their powers and how they develop. So yeah, cool episode where all 3 girls fight this demon, and yeah, they're gonna go on more missions together. Okay, so for Haikyuu to the Top Episode 5, Nekoma wins. Okay, that's basically it. Basically Nekoma tried hard. Even though Kenma was very gassed, he was falling, like he was just so tired, but yeah, they win. So yeah, I think it's going to be a matchup between Nekoma and Karasuno after Karasuno wins their set, because they're still playing the Inarizaki High team with the twin brothers. So, we only care about Karasuno right now. We really want to see them. So yeah, we're still waiting for that set to show up. But yeah, basically a bunch of cooldown episodes showing Nekoma, a different side of the sports tournament as we move to Karasuno next episode. Okay, so for The Day I Became a God, Episode 4, it's basically kind of a funny episode where nothing really happened. Basically, Yota sees this hot lawyer on the TV, and then he wants to kind of see her, so Odin makes a plan where she's really into mahjong and she's hosting this mahjong tournament. Yeah, just come through, play mahjong, you'll impress her. Yeah, you get some new possibilities. So yeah, he dresses up, he's ready for the mahjong tournament. As Odin kind of boosts his elo online, so now he's like this famous online prodigy. But in practice, he's actually a novice, and he just makes up these moves because Odin told him, yo, just do these fake moves. They're like, you can have new possibilities, and he just basically cheats. He's like kind of Kaiba. He just summons a bunch of monsters on the same turn. Except in Mahjong, he just like spams a lot of different moves. I'm not really familiar with Mahjong too much, but I assume it's just like poker where there's just hands. And like the hands are ranked, so if you have a higher ranked hand, then you win. So yeah, basically he's just doing like royal flushes, but instead of like the king, he has like a 7, so it's like a almost royal flush. For example, like he just does shitty hands like that. It's like almost this, or it's like a modified version of this. So yeah, basically hardcore cheating by Yota. So then after the tournament, the hot lawyer kind of hits on him. She's like, "Oh, you can show me your moves all night. Let's do it." And then he rejects her for some reason. He's like, "Oh, I'm already in love with someone." And yeah, they kind of run away. It's like he blew his shot with like 2 different girls now. But yeah, we have 13 days left for the end of the world. So yeah, that is happening.